Europe awoke from the Great War, victorious yet hollow circum, its triumph carved from ash.
They called it peace, but the ink reeked of revenge.
A nation starving in silence found them. A loaf of bread worth millions by dawn, nothing by dusk.
In the chaos, a single voice rose, promising greatness to a broken nation.
He offered pride and poisoned her, and millions drank it willingly.
In 1933, democracy opened its door, and dictatorship walked in. Ideas burned first, then people. A nation reborn. Not in freedom, but in fear. In darkness, Germany rearmed, preparing for a war it swore it would never fight. To the world, discipline looked like order. They mistook it for peace. Austria joined willingly, proof that conquest needs no bullets when belief obeys. Appeasement was sold as wisdom, but it was only fear wearing diplomacy's mask. Czechoslovakia fell. Without battle, without hope, enemies by creed, partners by greed. Europe's fate divided by ink. September 1st, 1939. Germany invades Poland, and the world holds its breath. September 1st, 1939. Thunder broke over Poland. The world witnessed a new kind of war. Fast, ruthless, mechanical. They called it Blitzkrieg. Poland was carved in two, a handshake between tyranny and fear. Families fled their homes, the first wave of millions to be displaced by war. Britain and France declared war, but their armies stood still. Months of silence followed. The world called it the phony war. Then, without warning, the Blitz returned, rolling through Belgium, unstoppable. Hundreds of thousands trapped at Dunkirk. Salvation would come from the sea. Ordinary citizens became heroes, sailing into hell to bring their sons home. But the war followed them home. Across the channel came the Blitz. For 57 nights, fire rained from the heavens, and yet London endured. Through the static came courage, words that held a nation together. Britain's pilots, young, fearless, outnumbered, faced the storm head-on. The Battle of Britain raged above the clouds. The world's fate decided in the air. The city stood, bruised but unbroken, and the free world still had a pulse. In the east, a new front awaited, frozen, vast, and merciless. June 1941. Germany turned east, breaking its pact with the Soviet Union. 3 million soldiers marched east in the largest invasion in human history. The Soviets dug deep, a nation on its knees but not defeated. Across the Pacific, another empire was rising, ready to strike. December 7th, a quiet Sunday morning erupted into infamy. America entered the war, and the world changed forever. The Atlantic became a lifeline, steel, fuel, and hope sailing through enemy waters. Under the African sun, armies clashed for control of the Mediterranean. Stalingrad, the turning point born in fire and ruin. Through the snow and blood, they held the line. By 1943, the Axis was bleeding ground. The tide had begun to turn. Hope returned in small moments, a shared meal, a brief silence. Allied power grew in the skies. The arsenal of freedom now fully awake. The Allies prepared for a return to Europe, a moment that would change everything. The Allies struck first in the south, invading Sicily to open Europe's door. Italy turned on its dictator, and the Axis began to fracture from within. Germany fought to fill the void, retreating but still ruthless. Across the Pacific, the war raged island by island, inch by bloody inch. While in the West, an invasion was forming, one that would decide the fate of continents. June 6th, D-Day. The largest armada in history sailed into the storm. They fought through chaos, fear, and fire. Freedom bought with every step. France breathed again. And the Allies marched east. In the east, the Soviets pushed back, mile by mile, village by village. Two fronts closed in, the Reich trapped in its own ambition. The final battle began. Streets turned to graveyards. After 6 years of darkness, the storm was ending, but the Pacific still burned. A war without mercy, to the very end. In Asia, millions still suffered as cities vanished into fire. August 1945. A new weapon ended the war and changed the world forever. When the guns fell silent, the world looked upon its own reflection and saw ruin. Germany surrendered unconditionally. The war that consumed the world was over. From the ashes, innocence returned, fragile, yet unafraid to dream again. In Nuremberg, justice spoke for the voiceless, crimes were named, and history would remember. Liberation revealed horrors beyond comprehension, and a truth the world could never unsee. Reconstruction began, a promise that even devastation could be undone by human hands. The Marshall Plan rebuilt more than cities. It rebuilt faith in cooperation. For a moment, joy returned. Music louder than memory, laughter stronger than loss. But peace revealed new fault lines, a world split, not by war, but by ideology. The victors stood divided. The next conflict had already begun in silence. Millions returned, some to families, others to ghosts, carrying the weight of what they had seen. Countless never returned. Their silence became the lesson left behind. The war reshaped humanity. Its scars etched across every border, every heart. From ruin came unity, proof that peace, once broken, could be rebuilt together. The Second World War ended, but its memory endures, whispering to every generation, never again.